Today, what we have in store, I like to I like to call this a little story time. Check it out. You see the little banner I got right there.
This guy. That was actually pretty smooth, though. I give you that.
Hey, little story
Okay.
time action for the crowd. I'm gonna pull this up here. It's a story I came across that I thought would be pretty interesting for us to dive into and just kind of analyze it a bit and see what's going on with this. I'm assuming it's a young brother, not like a black guy, but just a young man.
Young blood.
Young blood,
Yeah, you're
a
getting
little
old, man.
something
It's all
something.
right.
I know it's crazy. It's actually insane. All right, so here we go. I don't know if you can see that too good, but the story is called "Girlfriend Won't Admit to Cheating."
Uh-oh.
Ooh, I don't know. You ever been there? You ever had a girlfriend that just wouldn't admit, even when caught in the lies, man?
I mean,
Or were you the one
no,
doing the cheating?
no, I'm not. I'm not a cheater, man. Like, as in our generation, like there is a bunch of cheaters, but I'm not one of them. But I've been cheated on. Like it happens,
Yeah.
like, and it sucks. But no, I haven't been the one out here cheating.
Oh snap. Okay. Okay. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna start at the top here, and we can analyze in between. Actually, that's my wrong mic. There we are. Okay. So it says long post ahead. Need to get this off my chest. Too long didn't read version at the end. But we want details, people. We wanna get down into the nitty gritty in this one. So it starts off like this. I've been with my girlfriend for about 9 months now. We're both 22 years old. Okay, so they're both about the same age, pretty young.
Young, yeah.
Yeah, pretty young. This is my first serious relationship. Okay. First few months were amazing, as most relationships are. A couple months in, I realized she was texting other guys in a flirtatious way and even using pet names with them, along with heart emojis. Oh shit.
Mm.
She gave him the
Mm.
heart. She gave him the heart emojis, bro.
Right. She giving them all the details.
So I'm wondering, this is like the first couple months in, he said. So I'm wondering if it's like 2 or 3 months in, he's noticing she's texting these other guys. That should have been a red flag right away.
Of course.
You
Like
know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
the honeymoon phase went over pretty fucking fast.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
my
mean,
fault. Hold
if
on.
no, it's just like I don't know. Everybody has their phase, you know. So it's just like
Yeah.
she was, finding out who she was and what she liked. And she probably was settling. Not even if she wasn't settling, but like she just didn't need to be in a relationship if she's trying to like still talk and flirt with other people.
True. Yeah, that's to me, I don't know. I guess if you're, because this guy said this was his first serious relationship, so to me it sounds like he didn't really understand the signs of what was happening here. Like he
No, at
saw it,
all.
but he didn't know how to react. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he's like, he just noticed it. He took note.
Right.
Um, but the heart emojis, bro.
Yeah.
But there was a
But
time. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just say just everything's like if you ain't got nothing next to your name, if you just got a plain Jane name in her
Right.
phone, yeah, you ain't serious. It ain't serious.
Oh, is that what it is? If
Yeah,
they
that's
don't,
what I've noticed.
so what? So what? So we're talking about like heart emojis and eggplants and shit.
Man, that shit's real. Like that's what these oh wow, I sound old, but that's what these kids do nowadays, man. It's just
Listen,
like they post that stuff up. Like, oh, if like they got a name for everybody in their phone. Like guys do the same thing too, though. So it's like it goes both ways.
that's true. I know I've seen stories of like people they'll put like people they're dealing with under different names, or I've seen some shit they have it as like Pizza Hut in their phone, and that's the
Yeah,
jump off.
Domino's. Like, why the fuck is Domino's calling you at 3 a.m.? Oh,
Why
look,
is why does Pizza Hut want the D?
man. Oh, that's just deep dish. That's all.
That we gave up some of the trade secrets there.
I know,
But all right,
right?
let's continue. So So far they're both 22. They've been in a relationship for the first couple of months, and he's noticing texting. Okay, there was a time when she said she was going home to see her family 2 hours away. But come to find out, she was planning on taking a trip to Chicago
Oh, what's up,
with
Chirac?
with another guy she's been talking with in a more than platonic way. Okay, the story should end right there. I don't
Bro,
know
I
how.
was just about to say, hey, like, dude, get your shit, drop her ass off, and just say, fuck it. There's more. There's plenty of fish in the sea, man.
Right. I mean, what at this point, I wonder if he did he confront her with the information. I wonder if he's just doing fact finding and keeping a tally. But even then, ooh, even then, say it, don't spray it, right? I gotta
Right?
spray
Yeah.
that. Even then, right? So the text messages from the jump, I would have been like, all right, I'm out. But then you found out, however, in whatever way that she's taking a trip to Chicago to probably go give up the guts. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Okay.
I'm saying that in a funny way, but he says she's been talking with this guy in more than a platonic way. So she was probably gonna go get, destroyed. So something tells like the vibe I'm getting from this already is that the author of this story, this guy, he's young, he's inexperienced, and he's that good guy, right? Who he's the guy who waits, right? Because he didn't even mention anything about him and her having relations, right? He just said that the first couple months. So she's probably stringing him along and just giving it up to the bad guys,
Right.
quotation marks, to
But
the
it's
you
all
know,
about like because this is his first real one, his
yeah,
very first real relationship is usually like, oh, it's I gotta give her everything. I gotta give her the world. And like,
yeah. We've all been that way at some point,
yeah.
man.
I
Like
mean, don't get me wrong, it does happen to everybody.
facts. I know my first. Ooh, I don't know if I should talk about that. I'll save that for another time.
You don't want to deep dive too deep.
No, no, we'll save that for some later stories. But
I
like,
can say like everybody goes through that. They got that one big fucking heartbreak in there
mhm.
when they first start dating, and then
Like, do you
that's how
think
you learn.
you think we all start off as like the nice guy
I think so. Hey, there's even
because
the
of
perfect example. You know
yeah,
how Tupac posted, I'm gonna take care of you, blah blah blah. I'm gonna do all this, and
yeah,
then
he
later
did.
he's all fuck that bitch. Like
Yeah,
that's
Tupac
literally what
did.
happened.
He did flip, like seeing like original Tupac and then seeing like hip hop Tupac. That dude
Yeah,
did a whole transformation. Like he
man.
was fuck bitches get money. You know what I'm saying?
Females are
Like
females are be out here being scandalous just as much as men are out here being dogs. Like
that is that's true. I think what did I see? I was watching Kevin Samuels the other day. If y'all don't know by now, I am a Kevin Samuels fan. He was talking about how there was a poll take or there was a statistic taken that shows that men in relationships who admitted to cheating, I think men was like 28% and women was like 24%. So they were only 4% behind us. You
that's
know
a
what I'm
small gap. That's a
saying?
very small gap.
And then we know how women lie, you know what I'm saying? So they might even be higher up. Yeah, it's the same with like a body count, right? Anytime you ask them, what's your body? They say 3. Really it's like 30. No, I don't I won't exaggerate that much, but women
Like
women do
if a
lie about
female
that stuff.
tells you 5, I'm adding 6 more.
All right, so we got Sus in the building joining us. I'm sure you were listening in on what we're talking about here. This guy, uh, his girlfriend wouldn't admit to cheating is the title of the story. They were together 9 months, 22 years old, first serious relationship. He noticed his girl sending heart emojis and eggplants. And then the next thing he caught her in was she said she was going to see her family when really she was going to go get her guts just fucking dug out by the Chicago dude.
Oh damn! All right,
You know,
it's a
so
little explicit.
I have to have some entertainment to this,
No, no,
as we
you good.
examine. But so let's continue on down the story here, right? Um, so about a month after that, I found out she's on a sugar daddy site and is talking with old men. While we were together, she has sent nudes, went on dates, had video chats, etc. Why? Why is this story still going?
Right. Just leave. They're
Man, I
done.
feel sorry for the
But
I feel sorry for the young brother.
he's probably like, oh my god, she's the one. Like, I want to be with her forever. No,
God, the
your first
delusion.
love, the first time you fall in love is always the hardest
Fact,
because it ain't fucking for you. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it
fact.
works. So don't get me wrong.
Sometimes it does.
But this ain't one of those situations, dog. Get the
No,
fuck out of
absolutely
here.
not. So
And
he's a novice and she's experienced.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, I think he was raised probably by a single mother type deal, and she probably spoon fed him the notion, of being a nice guy to
yeah,
women, forgive them and stuff like that, and that's why he's putting up with all this. And it also could be, I don't know what they look like, but he's probably thinking that's the best he can get, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's the
absolutely.
psychology behind that. People who feel like that's the best they can get kind of settle in the
Hmm.
wrong way, I guess. So, but I mean that's pretty awful. I mean, so he found her on the sites talking with old, or I don't know. He doesn't give the details on how he found out, but he knows she's on the sites. He knows she's sending pictures of her innards. He knows she's getting her innards dug out. She's having video chats for old men, older men, I would say. And then look, there's Chicago again. It says, hold on, let's continue. She was even planning on flying to Chicago for a weekend to see one of them. She said she was going to see her brother and her friend. Okay,
Wait,
we
she
are
lied to him about every step of the way, even when he confronted her with evidence. I have snooped many times, dude. If you got to resort to snooping,
right. Then
just
leave.
exactly.
I really feel sorry for him, man. Golly. And she knew he was going to stay. This is, what's a good example of this? So maybe not necessarily of cheating, but the fact that he's continuing to accept her. Y'all remember? Well, this just came back up. Sweetie and Quavo. Are
Uh-huh.
y'all familiar with that?
I
So
heard about
so he just like dumped her ass not too long ago.
that. Right.
They had like a fight in the elevator, and then he took his car back. Like, cause he had gifted her a car. He took the car back. He put her out. He broke up with her, whatever. And now he's been seen hanging out with her again. So like after the breakup, she went and hung out with Diddy and got, whatever. And now she's back hanging out with Quavo. And what does that tell us about him? I mean, he's just willing to accept whatever. He doesn't really value himself. You know what I mean? You
That
gotta.
and like sometimes, man, you're comfortable with that. Like,
Hmm.
it's a familiar situation. So instead of like going out and getting somebody new, and if both of y'all are still single, y'all are just like, oh, let's just try it
Yo,
again.
but their
He
shit
already
was.
people don't want to start over. You know, people
Oof,
is like, oh, they already know what I want, and they,
oof.
I know I can get it.
Like, I ain't trying to add another one to my body
I
count.
ain't
Let
trying.
me just go back.
It ain't even that. It's just the fact that
No.
I ain't got to teach this motherfucking nothing. Like I ain't got to run down my whole story of what I like, what I don't like, and all that shit.
The reality of it is, you got to be willing to do what you say you're gonna do. If you're gonna lead a job, like leave, just leave, cut it off. Like there's more fish in the sea. I know the whole dating part seems like a fucking hassle because you got to learn new people. But it's like, what would you rather do? Would you rather cut that off and like be done with that problem early on,
Mhm.
eh, or like just deal with that the rest of your life where like that person, like y'all keep having the same issues, potentially getting violent, and like nothing, you just go on this endless cycle of like bullshit. I wouldn't want to do that.
I mean, I get it because like there could be situations where like you don't really realize like how bad the situation is. Like
Yeah.
it could be that death by a thousand cuts type of thing. Like you're
Yes.
slowly being being killed. Like
Richard
but,
Cooper calls it 1,000 concessions in his book, where
uh,
it's like the woman is constantly shit testing you throughout the relationship. Constantly. Like if you give him one thing, then here comes the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Women like to shit test us. So we
oh
gotta
yeah,
shit test them back though. You
oh definitely.
know what I'm saying? But our poor homie here, he hasn't experienced this, so that's why this is so rough reading it. He's just new. Where we leave off?
He
Yeah, what you
continues
got?
to say that I hate doing it, but it was the only way for me to know the truth. Only until I confronted her multiple times about this stuff did she finally open up about it. Turns out
Hold up.
she's been doing this since she was 18.
How I feel about this, I think it's disgusting and sad, is besides the point. I forgave her.
Nope.
You dumb as hell. You dumb as
Right?
hell. Dumb as hell.
I forgave her for this because I seriously don't think she slept with any of them since we've been together. But bro, he's the
She
one
tried.
said she was taking trips. He saw her send in the guts. Like I don't. What more convincing do you need?
You
To
gotta
know
be
that-
a dumbass motherfucker. I'm sorry. No, not even dumb. Just oblivious or dense as shit
Oh my
to
days!
allow this.
He's in denial. That's denial right there.
Yeah.
Let me see. And her main so hold on. I'm gonna read this last part and then its totality. I forgave her for this because I seriously don't think she slept with any of them since we've been together. And her main reason for doing this was to pay for school or get a job and get a loan. What?
Your excuse is you did all that because you
So you could pay for school?
paid.
What?
Yeah. You hoeing yourself out.
She couldn't just get a normal job like the rest of society? What the fuck? Bro, we're pretty much broken up at this point, but it bugs me so much how she just gets upset whenever I ask questions about this whole thing. I wish she'd just been honest instead of denying everything. Am I being unreasonable? Is she telling the truth? Should I just kick her to the curb and move on? Oh shit.
You
Wait,
should have been
girlfriend?
did that. You
Yeah,
should've did
girlfriend
that
has
months
been
ago.
talking with other
Oh.
guys throughout the relationship. Did the shit,
That's
did
the
it.
too long didn't read version. That's
Yeah,
the shortcut.
TLDR.
Yeah. This is the short version. But here's the
Right.
deal. He
What's
he
the
didn't.
update?
I ordered an STD test kit online and I made sure to get a reliable one. Getting tested near me had to wait, plus online was cheaper. I don't give a shit if she knows the results or not, because she obviously didn't think of me when she cheated. He's still with her. But I know she's went on a date and has been talking to this other dude for the past week since we've been on a break. I didn't care because I knew it was over anyway, and I'm positive for anything I feel I should let him know. Wait, and if I'm positive for anything I feel like I should let him know. Thoughts?
I mean, I would.
Oh, so they did. They at one point did. He at least got the cakes once. At least.
Bro.
Yeah, he raw dogged her.
That's ew. This whole story just makes me sick, man.
Yeah.
This I mean the problem is there were red flags from the beginning and he stayed. And then look for more proof and still stayed. And look for more proof and still stayed. How much more proof do you need?
Hey man, he just needs it thrown in his face.
Oh man.
And it was.
She obviously didn't have any respect for this dude. And just was like, fuck it. Like what I don't understand is why even be in a relationship with this guy and be for the streets like that. Like why do you guys think that? Like,
Because
why would-
she wants options, dog. Like that's literally what it is. She
That's
just
crazy.
wants options. She's talking to everybody. She's talking to older men. She's talking to men her age. She's talking to drug dealers. She's talking to nice guys. She just she's for the streets.
Literally for the
probably
goddamn
didn't have no.
streets.
She probably didn't have no stability growing up.
That and
Yeah.
like she or structure. So she just figured I'm gonna use what else I have, whatever I have, and that was sex.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit here, y'all. I think so. You know how we just kind of came to that. We came to that conclusion that she's a hoe, basically. So I guarantee you there are females out there who would look at this story and find no fault in the woman. They would
Oh,
find no fault in the
yeah,
woman. They would say
because
she's living her best life,
yep,
They would,
right?
yeah, they would say either that, living her best life, or to the fact that, like, well, if guys can do all this X, Y, and Z,
Hmm.
why can't a woman do it and
But
not be
it's
called a hoe?
it's not the
but
same. We don't get entered onto.
at the same time, it's just you. If you know you're entering a serious relationship or a committed relationship,
Correct.
Both man or woman.
commit,
I
yeah,
mean,
commit to it. Don't just give a half-ass fucking thing, because at the end of the day, you're traumatizing the other person,
That
because
is
now
true.
you led that person on, you broke their heart, and
Right.
then now that they have to bear that scar on their heart for the rest of their life. So
Well,
it's
and
it's
that can
it's a
make
repeating cycle. The good guy goes for the good
the
girl.
bad girl.
The bad girl. The bad girl goes for the bad guy, and so on and so forth.
it can
But
make people
here's
bitter as
but
fuck, and it
you
would
said it.
always ruin them. It will ruin them for the next person.
Exactly.
So suspect, you said it. She potentially created a villain here. She potentially created an evil villain with everything that he's experienced because this was his first serious relationship,
Either
and
you live long enough to be the hero,
right.
or
But
you
Yeah,
no.
you live long to see yourself. I mean, either you. What the fuck is it? God damn it, I can't remember my damn
Nobody,
self.
nobody knows the
it's
same.
you
It's
either die a
die,
hero,
yeah,
Yeah,
die a
or live
hero, or
long
live
enough.
long enough to become a villain.
There you go.
God
in
damn.
this case, I think this young chap, it's not my hope that he'll become a villain, but when you experience something like that, like you said, it can make you bitter, and he might just go out and start dogging chicks. Like she's literally created a villain, and it just adds to the cycle. So I
Hole
mean,
in your
there's
mouth. Mm.
Yeah, shut up.
really.
He's like got a hole in his mouth, man.
You talking about your brother?
Yeah,
Was you just
but
sitting there just?
just chewing. But anyway, it does just add to the cycle, because it's sad that, like, where we have to go through this unending cycle of good girl, bad guy, good girl, and it just keeps
Ruined.
repeating. It ruins
But
the
you know
next
what?
person, like you said.
There's just so many factors here that contribute. Like he probably came from a single mom home. She might have come from a single mother home too, where she told her just live your life, enjoy yourself. Um, they're both 22, so they're both adults, so they're able to make decisions. But there's just a lack of accountability on both parts. Like some of this, like after he did that initial discovery, he stayed and brought it on himself. That would have been a sign to me that she's for the streets, and I would be like, all right, I'm gonna head out like the SpongeBob meme. I'd have been out the door. I'd have been out the door. So, I don't know. What's the biggest lesson learned here, or do you guys think we covered it pretty good?
I mean, we pretty much covered it, but at the end of the day, like, you can't keep ignoring red flags. Like,
Facts.
if you're clearly you
Guys
have
and
evidence,
girls.
right? Yes, you clearly have evidence, even if you don't matter how you got that evidence, you snooped or you just happened to come across it. If that evidence is thrown in your face multiple times,
Right,
don't just ignore it. Take the hint.
right. What you got, sus?
That's it. I mean, that pretty much sums it up.
Same
Bitch, a
deal,
hoe.
huh? Yeah.
Oh
he
man.
said, bitch a hoe. As the
No,
song goes, she's a hoe.
that's
Ho! Oh
But
no, I ain't gonna
I'm
do
not
that.
chiming in on that.
no, but it's just unfortunate to see somebody go through that, because like we've all
Yeah,
had some experiences. We have experienced to some degree of
agreed.
where we thought we were doing good, and,
Yeah,
trying to see the good in people, and it doesn't work. And we as humans
Yeah.
try to find a reason or come up with a reason of why this person could be doing this or
We
Giving
whatever.
rationalize. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
giving the
rationalize.
benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because you you are never really satisfied with any answer that you get.
Mm-hmm.
There's always the question of what else could I have done? What else should I have done? And
Right.
all that. And
So
go
you
ahead.
think he blamed
I
himself?
Yeah, but then I can say like at the end of the day, like he's probably still learning himself. That's my saying at
Fair.
the end of the day. But like, yeah, he's probably still learning himself, and she's definitely probably learning herself. I mean, everybody goes through these life lessons,
Dishes.
and like you live and you learn. I mean, life goes on, no matter how hard it is. I mean, but you gotta toughen up and
Yep.
let things go. If it's really meant to be, then it will come back to you. But if not, then it was probably a lesson that you learned and you move on for the next person.
That's both very great points. I think I'll close with this. Just for the dudes out there, um, you can be a good guy without being the nice guy because the
Yes.
nice guy is the one who gets trampled over and taken advantage of. The good guy is assertive. You know what I mean? You won't take the bullshit, and I don't know. That's just one way. Just be the good guy without being the nice guy.
Right.
Um, and that's
Yeah, yeah.
that's
A good relationship is a balance of niceness and being an asshole.
no
You know.
smack that. No,
No, and I've said this shit, and like, I ain't gonna even lie. I kind of say this to like any relationship that I get into. I would
Facts.
tell them off the rip. I am the nicest person you will know, but I am also an asshole. I will be
Hmm.
the nicest asshole you have ever met. But at the end of the
Fair
day,
enough.
you chose to accept it.
Yeah, that's
And
why
if
you.
you wonder why down the line, oh, you when you being an ass and why are
It's
you
because
being so
accountability is hard,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Right.
I told you.
But
I
if
warned
you
you.
go into a relationship and you throw everything out on the table at the beginning, there should not be any red flags.
That's
You
true.
were
There's
told
So,
straight up.
so that's
exactly.
that's part of the vetting process in the beginning. That's all part of the vetting process where you're inquiring about her, she's inquiring about you. You're telling her this is what I'm about, who are you, kind of stuff.
Yep.
And then you vet again, and that vetting process, you vet as long as you need to until you feel comfortable dealing with this individual. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, um, it is what it is. But these are just life lessons. Hopefully, some young dude watches this video. He might be going through the same thing, or he's thinking about getting into a relationship with a young lady, and he just really takes all these things into consideration. So that's all I got. Appreciate having y'all come on for the show tonight. I think this
Yep.
was a very productive conversation. And until next time, as always, peeps, peace.
But just remember, I ain't shit.
Yep.